Hi guys, Colin James Poulter here, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Okay, here we are in the studio, and today I'm going to show you how to repair a computer with a little problem. You push the power button and nothing happens. It's a Packard Bell Tower PC, so let's go take a look. Okay, here it is, and it's a friend's computer. Like I said, it's a Packard Bell. It was working fine 1 minute, and he went to switch on today, and when he pushed the power button, nothing happens. Completely dead. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. Don't laugh. Okay, here we are at the back of the machine. Obviously this is a kettle socket. There's power coming down the line going into here, and when you just very carefully plug the lead into it, you can hear a bit of a bzz, you know. So this power supply is taking power, but like I say, when you push the power button on the front of the computer, this isn't starting up. So let's have a look inside. First thing to do is undo the two side case screws. So we'll put that somewhere nice and safe. One. And obviously make sure that you disconnect the power from your computer when you do this, just in case. So we pop the side off, which is very, very, very tight. So I'll be back when I've got the side off. Right, the side's off. There's the cooler for the processor. Very dusty and dirty. We'll give that a good clean up, blast out the airline before it goes back. And yeah, there's some serious dust and stuff going on in here. There's the power supply, and that obviously connects down the bottom there to the motherboard. Where are we? Right down the bottom there. There it is. If I can zoom into that connector. It's a bit dark down there, but there's a connector. So I think the first port of call, the easiest port of call, is I have another power supply. So I'm going to plug the other power supply, which I know works, into the old computer here, and see if we can get it to spark into life. If it's not that, then we might have to look maybe the power switch on the front of the case, or maybe the soft logic circuit, you know, that cuts in when you push the power button intermittently. We'll have a look at that as well, but first we'll change the power supply and see what happens. Be right back. Okay, lots of wires and bits and pieces. So here we have a power supply, which we know is a working one. It's a thermal take. I'm not sure what the wattage is. There you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug the motherboard connector from the power supply that's in there, and then we're going to locate the motherboard power block on this one, which is here, and plug that straight in, and connect it up and push the power button and see what happens. Yeah, be right back. Well, the power block is disconnected. When you uncouple it from the motherboard, just make sure that you push this little tab in. There's like a little hook there. Make sure that's fully open before you disconnect the plug from the power socket down there on the motherboard. Otherwise you'll end up breaking the motherboard. Right, so we're going to swap that out for this one and see what happens. Right, we've got the spare power supply sitting on the side of the case there, and it's plugged into the motherboard just down there, centre of picture. And what I did, because I haven't got the original kettle lead that come with this system, I've got a spare kettle lead, and I've got two probes of a meter in the end, and we've got 240 volts coming in there, so that's all good to go. So let's plug it in and see what happens. Bang. What do you reckon, Rex?
Yeah, I think it'll be alright. I don't think it'll go bang.
Right, well Rex says it's not going to go bang, so let's give it a whirl. Right, the plug's in the back, the power supply is switched on, so we're going to hit the power button on the front, actually the top of the case here, and see what happens. You ready? Here we go. And voila! Well, from that sound, I guess it was a power supply fault. The fan's running in that, which is good. Obviously the system won't boot up because none of the power outlets, the 12 volt, etc. are connected to the hard drive and stuff. But that's sparked into life straight away. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the old power supply out and replace it with this one, and then I'll just charge the guy for a new power supply, which I could either put in place of this one. I'll put this one in for now to tie him over, but I'm going to have to order another power supply for it. But there you go, that didn't take much sorting out. So, you know, if you've got a few computer bits kicking about, power supplies, you know, RAM, stuff like that, it's always a good strategy to just swap it out for another component. And, you know, what an easy way to fault find. So we could tear down that power supply that's in there, maybe an internal fuse that's gone on the board, because they're soldered in sometimes. So it might be a fuse inside the power supply that's just popped because it's old. But yeah, good stuff. Right then, so I'm going to put this power supply in place of the old one inside this machine, and then we'll get the other one out and take it apart and check that onboard fuse. Right, okay, so I've got my son holding the torch so I can see what I'm doing. It's rather dark down there. Got the power supply free, which was 4 screws, but what I had to do, I had to remove the cooling tunnel from the processor heatsink to actually get the power supply. You know, I should be able to lift that out now, but have a look at that. That's got about 20,000 million years worth of dust clogging those vents on the heatsink for the processor. So what we've got to do with that is take it to the shed and give that a good blast out with the compressor, and that should clear them vents out. Yeah, I think we'll swap the power supply out first, and then we'll go and give that a blast, get rid of all that stuff. There we go, just been down to the shed, kick the compressor in gear, and that's a nice clean CPU heatsink. So the old power supply's out, so we're going to put the spare one in and connect it all up, and well, see if it works. Okay, so we're looking at my KVM switch at the moment, and it's set on channel 4 because I've got a flying lead here with a VGA connector and a keyboard and mouse connector. So everything's working. The spare power supply is all fitted. The computer's running a lot quieter now because the fan's not having to work extra hard to keep those clogged fins clean. And there it is, that's channel 4's screen. It's all working. So there you go guys, I mean it was a quick fix. You know, if you've got spares, it's always worth keeping them because you can save yourself a few quid just by doing a swap like I've done today, and 9 times out of 10 it's a simple fix. So there you go. This video might be helpful to some people, other people it may not, but if you like it, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Maybe leave a comment in the comments underneath this video, and yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you later.